Hey, friends. A lot of times when we hear about Medellin, Colombia, we're hearing about it from the perspective of the passport bros, those digital nomads, the men who are like, I love the city. I love going there to have sex with disadvantaged women and paying them very little and having them having the feeling of gratitude to me, expressing gratitude to me because I gave them a little change in exchange for sex. And that kind of is what I hear over and over and over on YouTube, but without, you got to read between the lines a little bit. But that's what I hear over and over about Medellin as a city. So I wanted to bring someone who has not gone to Colombia for sex tourism,
No.
someone who can tell us what it's really like to live in the city of what? Eternal Spring?
Eternal Spring, yes.
Eternal Spring, spend quality time there, and see whether you, as a Black woman, would find the city interesting and as a place you might want to spend some more time. So, if you saw the title Medellin and you were like, yes, tell me more about taking advantage of Colombian women, this is not going to be the video for you.
No. And in fact, they fighting back, so.
Well, as they should. So I'm so excited to have Courtney here with me today as we talk about one of the more popular cities in Colombia and what it looks like to spend a lot of time there. Courtney, welcome.
Hi. I cannot believe you got me on the internet talking about my business, girl.
Here's the thing. I wanted it. I got it. I had to make some promises to Courtney. One, I literally right before we pressed the button, I had to tell her, you're not a hostage. Like, you are not a hostage. If you're not comfortable, you can leave. But
Yes.
she's here. She's here to share her information. Very excited. Courtney, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a recovering lawyer, in the process of getting my freedom papers. I am originally from Houston, Texas, the greatest city in that place. Native Houstonian, and I have been living abroad. I've done a few different stints, starting in 2019, at the end of 2019. I lived in Mexico for 2 years, almost 2 years, and I've been in Medellin for a year.
Okay. We'll get back to Mexico, but for now, what brought you to Medellin?
It was an accident. So when I decided to leave again in April of 2025, I started in Mexico because it's kind of my safe place and I knew the lay of the land, and I just kind of wanted a softer place to kind of decide what I wanted to do next. Well, me and my partner. So we went to Mexico. We spent in total like 4 months in Mexico, 3-4 months in Mexico. So we did Tulum, we did Mexico City, and then we did Veracruz. And so after that, the plan was South Africa. We met some folks in Cartagena. We went to Cartagena for more of like a vacation vibe, right? We met some folks in Cartagena, and one of our friends, who is now like an actual friend, long-term friend, was like, you have to go to Medellin. If you are in Colombia, you must go to Medellin. So we went to Medellin, and literally, girl, there's like, you come out of this tunnel from the airport and the city just kind of opens, and we saw it and we were like, oh, okay. Okay. Understood. Got here, got comfortable, got residency. So here we are.
Okay. When the city opens up, right? What is it that you see? So when you say that, I used to drive from Columbus to Pittsburgh, and when you come through a tunnel and the city opens up and you see the bridges and the tunnels, and I'm like, okay, I get it, right? Pittsburgh, right? So
Right.
what do you see?
Right.
What do you see in Medellin when it opens up?
You see like so I think people are kind of familiar with like the terracotta, orangish, red buildings, right?
Yeah.
So you see all of that, but Medellin sits in a mountain range, right? So you see the mountains and you see these tiers of these buildings, and the city's very lush, very green. It's just breathtaking. It is gorgeous. And we're both like scenery people, view people, and we were sold in that moment.
Every time you say we're both,
I know, girl. It wasn't on my bingo card either.
so I've known Courtney for a long time. Since back in the day from Burnout to Bliss, you're probably, I think, joined very, very early on. So probably 2020 or before, I don't know, sometime around there. Who knows? What's time? Every time she mentions this man, I'm like, a man?
A man, girl. A man.
A man?
Mm-hmm.
A man that you're not like casual about, but a man that when in the first 5 minutes of our conversation, you're weeing all over the
Listen. First of all, he's not even here right now, so I'm not one of those girls. But yeah, I actually like him, girl. It's wild.
Okay, so Courtney's story is that she met the man in Houston.
So actually, he was in Austin. I was visiting Austin. Yeah.
Met the man in Texas, and y'all decided to move together to another country. And you weren't scared, but like he was gonna chop your head off and put it in it.
No. I mean, obviously, so we had been dating a little bit before that, right? It wasn't like we met and we're like, okay,
let's
girl,
go.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So we've been dating. And so when I was in Houston, I was just like, let me have a little fun. Let me play, let me play in the streets a little bit. It's a good time.
Be outside. Yes.
Be outside.
Yeah.
And so I've been telling guys, like, look, please don't get any ideas. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I actually don't even really like men that much, for real. I'm just trying to be outside a little bit. If you want to pay for a dinner, that's cool. But I had also been telling them I'm not staying in this hellhole. I plan to move back abroad. So, this is probably not going to go anywhere. I told this man that I was going to move abroad, and he was like, oh, really? Tell me more about that. And he was already thinking about it. So this is not something I needed to convince him to do. You know what I mean? So he was very much on board. And actually what was supposed to happen was I was going to go to Mexico. He was going to finish up what he needed to finish up for work and his business and winding those things down. But he was going to come back and forth, because Mexico's a really quick flight from Texas. He was going to come back and forth. I was going to come back and forth for a little bit. Then things changed at his job. And he was like, actually, this is an opportunity. He packed up and was out of there in like 2 weeks. So
I'm so happy for you. This is my happy face.
It's like pained a little bit though. Like you don't want to be happy.
No, I want you to be happy. Okay. But I've known you so long that and I know how you feel on the topic. It's just, it's confusion.
Yeah.
It's happy
confusion. Happy confusion. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Now that I've gotten past what I needed to talk about, which was how she ended up with a man from Texas in Medellin.
Yeah.
Let's keep going on the city. All right. So you got there, it opens up, it's green. You got the terracotta buildings, gorgeous.
And it's mountain range and
lovely.
It's beautiful.
Besides the scenery, what do you love most about the city?
I think I love a lot of things about the city, right? I've been parked here for like a year. I love the weather, right? They don't call it the land of eternal spring for nothing. The people are interesting. You get a little bit of a mixed bag. Generally, people mind their business, right? Mm-hmm. Like they're not bothering you. They're not worried about you, whatever. But people can be friendly and helpful if you need anything. My neighbors are fantastic. I live in a building full of Colombians. There are, I think, maybe like 2 other American couples that we know of. But our neighbors are incredible. They look out for us like, hey, girl, this is going on in the building, that if we throw a little party, they'll come over and vice versa. So I really enjoy the people. And I think you can have whatever experience you want to have in Medellin. If you want to have the touristy ball out experience, you can do that. If you want to go out and do all of that at the club and pop the bottles and do all that, you can do that. If you want to save money and be in the house and really just kind of focus on what you need, focus on your health, very healthy place. Physical activity is really big. And I think for me, it's been a really healing place, like an opportunity to just kind of really learn how to rest, learn how to like regulate my nervous system. I'm sleeping better. Shit's crazy. Can I cuss on here? I'm sorry.
Yes, you're not a hostage. Do whatever you want.
But yeah, so I love pretty much everything about this place.
Okay. All right. How long did it take you before you felt like that?
Honestly, it was pretty quick. I think though, because we sort of had, I think two things were really important to that. We had done some research before we came, right? So we had friends who had been here before, and we were in the groups and just kind of getting the lay of the land before we got here. There's also a really large Black immigrant, expat, whatever you want to call it, community here. I know some people, you know, I didn't leave the United States to talk to Black people. I'm not one of those people. And there were a lot of folks who had already figured out certain things, right? And so it made it a little bit easier to transition. Yeah, so I think those things really help accelerate that process for us. And for me personally, like, I wasn't looking for the touristy stuff, the touristy scene, and so I just got to explore this place.
Okay. You said earlier, throw a little party. You got you some friends, you got you some community, you got you some party going.
Yes. We've got a really good community here.
Okay.
It gets dicey, okay, right? So you have the people, the men who are coming here for their reasons, and nobody likes those guys, right? Like,
you said nobody likes them.
Nobody likes those guys. So you have those people who are just kind of floating through for those reasons.
Is it obvious they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can spot them 10 miles out.
Okay.
I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who actually live here and are in community here. There's folks with families, and you know, their kids play basketball with Colombians, and you know, those people. That community is really supportive and, you know, tight knit. There are Black-owned businesses here, Black American-owned businesses here. And again, I know some people aren't into that, but that was important to me. So,
okay. Between you and the man, which one of you is out in the streets making friends?
So he always says, I'm the one that I hook them, right? Because I'm going to be in the groups. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to go to the event if and when I'm feeling people-y.
Yes.
That's the key. He's the one that kind of keeps us friends, because I'll go inside the house and not go outside for like 2 weeks. So, right. And he will actually show up to certain things and like keep those relationships warm, invite people over, stuff like that. So.
Okay, so it is a team effort. I suspected it might be a team effort.
Yeah,
it is a team effort, but it is something you could also do solo if you want.
Yeah, of course. I've never felt unsafe in any way, or like this place was impossible to navigate. No.
Okay, well, actually, let's stick with safety for a while, because if you've heard about Medellin for a while, any length of time, you've probably heard, watch out, you can't go to like 12 parts of the city, and you gotta, you know, in real tight, or someone will snatch it off you. Like, you hear.
Well, okay, like, yeah, somebody might snatch your phone if you're, you know, walking around with it out like this. Yeah, a moto is gonna drive by and snatch your phone. Yeah. Like,
okay,
but
so yes.
I think though, I mean, the same thing was true in Guadalajara, right? We called it the Guadalajara welcome. Like people, it never happened to me personally, right? I've never had my phone snatched, but I also don't walk around with my iPhone in snatchable positions, right? Sure, that is a thing, but that is a thing in a lot of places outside of the U.S. This is not unique to Medellin, right? When I say I feel safe, I've been out after, a night out by myself, walking, to meet my Uber or walking to my building. And I've never felt like somebody was going to snatch me off the street, drag me in the woods, and things were going to happen. Right. But yeah, you also need to be smart in these Medellin streets, the same way you need to be smart in the Houston streets, right? There are certain things that you're just not going to do. Same is true, I think, anywhere else.
Okay. Now, what about the different neighborhoods where people are like, "Oh, don't go there, don't go. You can't stay. You should stay." I always see what I think I hear the most of is you should only stay in like one of these 3 neighborhoods. What about that?
I think so. Going back to my comment about you can have whatever experience you want to have here, right? So I know people who live in very, very, very local neighborhoods that you've never heard of, right? But it's, up on some hill with this amazing view, and they pay like $500. You can have that experience, and those people have never reported feeling unsafe and their apartment got robbed or anything like that, right? I do live in a more affluent neighborhood, right? Probably one of those 3 neighborhoods that you've heard about, and that's its own particular experience, right? Ain't nobody getting in this building that's not supposed to be in this building. But even like Comuna 13 is like the sort of notorious neighborhood, the one that you see depicted in the movies, and this is where Pablo and his folks would run to evade the police, right? It is now a tourist attraction. They have tours that go through there. And quite frankly, the people that maybe folks are concerned about, I'm not going to say the name here, but the people that folks are concerned about, they want that area to be a tourist attraction and you to pay your money to go walk through and take the pictures on the steps and all that, right? So they have an interest in that remaining what it is, right?
Okay. So as far as safety, your advice is just be smart.
Be smart. Don't be stupid. Like,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good to know. I want to backtrack a second because you talked about $500 apartments. Let's talk a little bit about the cost of living. We'll do it a little generally. If I wanted to come there and have an all-in experience for under $1,000 a month, is it doable in a way that you've seen any other foreigners do it?
When you say all-in experience, do you mean like you want a furnished place? Or are you just here for like a weekend? Like what's happening?
I'm here for months. I'm here for 6 months. I'm here for a year. I'm there for a year.
$1,000 all in. I will be honest. You can do it. It is probably not doable in the way that people would want it to be. And here's what I mean. It's doable, but you're going to have to live outside of your main areas, right? You're probably going to have to take the train versus Ubers and taxis, right? And I think a lot of people are intimidated by public transit in other countries. But if you're taking the train, you're living in maybe not in Poblado, maybe not in Laureles, maybe you're living in Sabaneta or something like that. It's absolutely doable. Okay. Groceries are cheap. You can not cheap, but inexpensive. It is inexpensive to meet your basic needs here.
Okay. If I wanted to do it for $1,500, what are we looking at?
much better experience. You can probably live in Larelas. You can probably find places in Poblado as well, in Santa Fe, things like that. You can take your Ubers. You're going to be a little bit closer to the action. You can probably walk to a lot of things. You can take your Ubers. You can go out. You could probably eat most of your meals out on 1,500.
Okay. We're bumping it up to 2,000 now.
2,000 is a much better time.
Okay.
2,000 is a much better time. You can get your place cleaned once a week. You can have all your meals delivered. You can get your nails done. You can get your eyebrows. You can do all your beauty treatments. Not all of them, but some of your beauty treatments. You can probably go and do like a pool day, spa day. There's some really great spas here. We can talk about that later. But yeah, you can have a much better experience on 2,000. Approaching a luxury experience, I would say.
Okay. Serenity asked a good question, which I didn't actually ask. Are we talking one person? We're talking one person, right? On that.
Yeah.
Freehold asked the same thing. One person. Okay. Now let's show everyone your nails. Bring them to the camera. All right. So we see Courtney's nails. We see the back of Courtney's apartment. We see what she's with. I don't want you to tell me your cost of living. What I want you to tell me is for a girly coming in right now who wants an apartment, who wants someone to come in and do some helping things in the apartment, who wants the nails you just showed up. About how much, give us a ballpark. It can be a range. What
I would say, okay, are we also like doing the girls' trips to the spas and like all of that too? Or
is that the
basic?
right? Yes, we're doing it all. We're going to the spas. Tell us.
Okay. So we're going to the spas and doing all that, and you want to live somewhere like this? Because I have a dishwasher and no one has a dishwasher. So I don't know.
A dishwasher or a lady who comes in to wash the dishes.
Okay. Well, I have both. I have.
Give us a number, ma'am. Give us a number.
All right. So if you're living in a nice place, but you're not, maybe you don't have the dishwasher, right? I'd say maybe like 1,700.
Okay.
To if you just going all out extra, maybe like 25.
Okay. 17 to 25, all in, balling out.
Yeah, I would say so.
Look at that. Beautiful. As I weep in Mexico City. Because child.
Girl.
As I weep.
Now, and I have to be honest, right? Like the housing costs are going up here, right?
Okay.
Right now, I will also say this. I pay rent in USD.
Mm-hmm.
At this moment, that is a little bit more advantageous for me.
Yes. Because
it was not before.
The way the dollar is rock bottoming.
Sinking like a cement brick.
Okay. So there were some questions about living with two people. I'm guessing two people can live under $2,000 in the city.
You can, but you're probably looking towards the higher end of that budget. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wasn't, when I asked that question about two people at 2,000, I wasn't thinking luxury. I was thinking like basic.
Yeah. So basic 2,000, yes.
Okay.
And with a little bit of extra sprinkled in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little.
Like you can't get these nails, but you can get your nails done. You know what I mean?
Look at that. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to have like not a nail economy, but like a nail scale.
Yes.
A nail scale.
Like a little French, Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You guys are asking some great questions in the comments. Thank you very much. Okay, the luxury bucket list says Colombia is a pure beauty place for me. I get anything that doesn't involve deep recovery. All right, I'm going. I'll be there in August, so I need to figure out what to get.
Let me know what you want,
Whole new
girl.
face. Whole new face.
No. We're not touching the face now.
What are we doing? Okay, what are the beauty treatments that the girls are like?
I mean, well, you can touch the face, right? So your
Right.
facials, your dermaplaning, just generally skin
Uh-huh.
stuff. They do have doctors here that work on darker skin, right? So that's a thing here. You can get like all your lymphatic stuff. You can get like, yeah.
Okay.
Girl, I found out the other day. I'm not necessarily interested in this, but I found out you can get like the sleeve done with like all of your nutrition, what do you call it, like counseling and things like that, for like $3,500.
The gastric.
We met a guy who got it done for like $3,500. Yeah. No, I mean, he was fine. He was like up walking around like and all of the aftercare and things that he described. Yeah.
I'm that face was about America. That face wasn't about Colombia. That face was about like because it's got to be like what? How much is it in the U.S.?
I mean, probably like
20, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say like 12, 15, but probably.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of healthcare, America's a sham. Okay, because let me tell you,
a shame. Yes.
Medellin also has that top to bottom healthcare screening that people get done in like Turkey and Asian countries, right? You can get it done at a clinic probably like 10 minutes from me for like 650 USD. Yeah. Then let me tell you, so I needed to go to the gyno for my yearly things, right? I called to make an appointment. They were like, hey, you want to come in tomorrow? First thing, that's the first thing. They had an availability like the next day for this. The doctor was trained in the US and in Spain. She's fluent in Spanish and English, which, you know, I know Spanish and I'm learning more, but medical Spanish is like totally different. So like
it's important. It's important that I understand you.
Yeah. So I do look for a doctor that speaks English like as much as possible, right? But even if you don't, there's a service here. You can hire someone to come and translate for you for like $100. So anyway, so they had an appointment available the next day. I was able to also get like what in the States would be an after hours appointment, right? Because I had some things to do or whatever. The appointment was at like 5:30 in the afternoon. The ultrasound was like, I didn't have to ask for one. I didn't have to beg for one. She was just like, I'm going to also send you to get this ultrasound done. Then she wanted all this blood work, right? So I was also able to have someone come to my house to take my blood, and my urine samples and all of that. And they took it and did the things that they needed to do with it. I got the ultrasound done. And then also, oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the doctor. I have her personal WhatsApp number. I can text her, ask her questions. She checks in with me, right? I think all in with the appointment, the blood work, the ultrasound. I think at the time, this is a few months ago, I paid like, I think all in, it was like $147, $157, something like that.
The doctor's visit, the ultrasound, the blood work, and the labs happening at your house, and the processing of the labs, $147.
Yeah. So, and I can text my doctor right now, like, hey, you know, this is happening. What's going on?
Okay. Y'all, how much would you pay for that in the States? Let us know in the comments what that would cost. Wait, a next day appointment, a next day after hours appointment. How much would that cost in the States? Give me an idea. I don't really know anymore.
It's madness. It just doesn't have to be that expensive.
Yes. Okay. So question for you. Do you have health insurance there?
I do not. I have like an expat traveler medical insurance for like major things, like if I fall off a cliff or something, right? But like for routine doctor's visits like this, I just pay out of pocket.
Okay. Tori said, let's text Courtney's doctors now. I have questions. For 147, let's get everybody's questions answered.
So what about, she'd be like, you don't even have that.
You'll be like, after my hysterectomy, she's going to be like, what are you talking about?
I just saw you. You had all your parts, girl. Like, what are you?
Okay. Britt says she just dropped $6,000 without the ultrasounds. 147, that's cheaper than a copay. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we say this a lot, that healthcare is a reason to leave the US, not a reason to stay in the US. But I think that a lot of times it's hard to contextualize it, because no matter how much you see the numbers, it feels like we're so stuck in what we've known, right? Even now, my foot got to be hanging off, right, from the doctor, because I'm used to the doctor being an expensive hassle.
Yeah.
So even though it's not, right, and even though I've been out of the US for a long time, it's still hard for me to get out of that mindset. And I think that happens to a lot of people too when they're considering leaving. It's like, yes, I heard Courtney talk about that, but like 50 years or 40 years of going to the doctor is still like what's ingrained in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danielle says that at-home blood work by itself would be $300 a month. Yeah. Yep.
And you can get, that's the other thing that I do love about Colombia. You can get pretty much anything done at your house. It's amazing. If you never want to leave, you don't have to. It was so funny because for my birthday, well, actually for Boo's birthday, I had, by 10 a.m., I had my eyebrows done, my lashes done, my wax done, and a massage before like 10 a.m. and I hadn't left the house. So
that's crazy.
I'm just saying.
The new style says celebrities get that kind of treatment.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
But in America, because in America, we only value celebrities. They don't value regular people.
Just regular people. Yeah.
And here we are. Are we all sad now? Are we all? Was that a little depressing? It was a little.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, but it's great to know that there are places where we can get this kind of care. I mentioned it in my video that I just released on Friday about some of the unspoken advantages of living outside the US. And healthcare was number 2 on the list, because you're not getting this service in the US. And so many people think that like, oh, I can't leave the US because I'm not gonna be able to get my Medicaid or my Medicare or my VA benefits. And it's like,
you don't really need it. And also there's a huge veteran population here. There's a VA hospital here. Like you can do all those things here.
I knew there was a VA hospital in Panama. I didn't realize there was one in okay,
Yeah.
That's helpful. This actually blows my mind. Brittany says, I should note, I'm with a new medical practice but doesn't take insurance, so there's that. I've never wanted to tell someone how to run a business, but not taking insurance in a country that makes you have insurance is also wild.
Speaking of, so I am seeing a practitioner in the States for like perimenopause stuff, because my God, the way it's wrecking my entire life. But she doesn't take insurance, and it's just like, wait, like, what you mean, girl?
Okay, so how long until you find a perimenopause doctor in Colombia?
About 10 minutes, because I'm getting back on that, because this is insane.
Because mine in Mexico, I was like, I can't sleep through the night, and I wake up, and I don't have hot flashes. So far, I have not gotten those, but I do wake up and I'm a little
sweaty,
a little tiny. Ooh, what is that? I'm a little warmer than I want to be. And she was like, okay, so do, and I think I pay her like less than maybe like $150 an appointment. So she's not cheap for Mexico, but I get in there I tell her what I want. She does. I was like, last time I was like, I can see more of the top of my skull than I want to see. And she was like, okay, so we'll switch it up and we'll go boop, 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 boop. There's no please,
Right.
please, baby, please.
Right.
There's none of that. There's no, it's just like, you got a problem. Let's solve the problem.
Let's fix it. Yeah.
Let's solve the problem.
Now, I do have a mental health practitioner here who started me on an anxiety medication that has changed my life. And all I told that man was like, look, well, so I had a panic attack, a really, really bad one a few months ago. And that was like the last straw. I was like, all right, let me go figure this out. That man didn't gaslight me. He did not tell me that I just needed to, whatever. He didn't brush me off. He was like, what do you need? What will make you feel better? Let's try this one. And
listening to you, caring about yourself.
Imagine just being listened to.
Yes. Adelia says it's $80. I don't know. I don't remember. It's $80 an appointment for our, we go to the same perimenopause doctor, $80 an appointment, which, you're not getting that in the States.
No.
Full hour of time. I walk in, or I can do it online, sit down. I walk out before I leave, a follow-up appointment scheduled.
This is how it works in most of the rest of the world, right? This is how it's supposed to work.
Most. Okay, so I do want to address this. Tori says, I don't take insurance. My therapy practice, big headaches, poor payouts. It's not about the fact that you don't take insurance that blows me as much as we live in a system. It's
that requires you to have it.
It's how that plays into the existing system, right? It's how we live in a system where like we have to pay so much each month for the insurance, and then still practitioners, because the system is so shitty for everyone except the insurance companies, right? Because the system is such a
yep
crap system for everyone but the insurance companies. It's like the doctors you want to go to, the practitioners you want to go to don't even take insurance, but you're forced to pay thousands of dollars a year.
When you could use that money to pay the practitioner that you want.
You could
to see. Yeah.
It's about the system, not about the individual doctor. Woo. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. But yes, my recent video, that's what I talked about, was about how like my doctor listens to me. My doctor's like, oh, that's a problem? Let's fix the problem. I'm like, oh, you can do that?
It's a novel concept.
Oh, you can do that? Let me drop the link here in case you haven't seen it already, y'all. This video. We also I talked in that video about the foreign earned income exclusion. Is it your time to shine, Courtney, in this next tax year? Oh.
No, because I ended up spending like over the course of the year, like 40 days in the States. And I was like, damn.
But how long have you been a resident?
Of Colombia?
Yeah.
Since December of 2025.
So residency counts too, having residency.
Oh, girl, thank you. Let me go talk to my accountant about that. Okay.
Like that's not a done and dusted answer, but talk to your accountant about what having residency and paying rent means for you, because there are 3 ways to get it, and that's one of the 3 ways.
Oh, perfection. Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to her.
Bona fide resident means you can get it. And I'm like, what? Residency sounds like bona fide resident.
Look at God.
So listen, $133,000 in 2020. $133,500.
Let's talk about divesting from the system.
Y'all, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that link in my newest video, I talk about the exclusion for people who...
I need to go watch that myself. Okay.
Watch it yourself, girl. Watch it yourself. Exclusions for taxes. Because at this point, I don't want them people getting any of my money.
Not a dime. Not for what they got going on. Girl. Anyway, they weekend at burning, oh boy.
What is happening?
What is happening?
What is happening? Prayers down for everybody. And while we snatching up souls, so close.
I'll take it. I will take it.
I will accept it. But also, if you're not too busy, can you swing back through like tomorrow? Next weekend?
That would be incredible.
What are we waiting for? Okay, so yes, Courtney, you live in a state with no state taxes. Let's get them federal taxes down, 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 baby.
That feels like a good time.
They don't deserve your money. What are we doing with our tax dollars besides
making people's lives hard
and bombing children? Like what?
And now, girl, I was supposed to go visit, but now you got this outbreak. You can't even eat vegetables safely. Like, what is
going on with the vegetables?
Have you seen this?
I haven't. What's going on?
Girl, there's an outbreak of some is it a bacteria or some outbreak right now is happening, and because the CDC and all that has been defunded, they can't when you get like the recall on spinach and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whoever does that doesn't exist anymore, or it has been severely defunded.
I knew that.
Yes, but so apparently there's an outbreak in all the produce. So you shouldn't be eating cut fruit or raw vegetables or any of that right now. Yeah, it's causing explosive diarrhea. Parasite. There we go.
I don't understand. How weird is it to live in a country where the leadership is actively trying to kill you?
What?
Not actively trying to steal our tax dollars and shimmy on down the road. I expected, right?
He was and let's take out
to kill you is wild.
Because what do you mean you can't eat vegetables? You gotta cook. You gotta broil them in order for them to be safe right now. In the middle of summer,
McDonald's. He don't care.
Well, that's also true. It's also true.
A parasite.
And they can't trace it because the people whose job. Yeah. And so now, not only are groceries expensive as hell, you gotta get rid of the ones you already had or cook it to death.
I don't get it. Oh, what are we up? We got money for war. We can't feed the poor. Because what? Okay, washing won't work. You have to cook it with heat to kill it.
Yep. So in the dead of summer.
I'm laughing because it's so insane.
When electricity bills are already through the roof. Okay.
Well, you don't have that problem down there, do you?
I do not.
No.
I do not.
Ew. Stephanie says it's transmitted in water.
I have heard that. So yeah, I saw you should, if there is an outbreak in your area, you also should not be in the swimming pools or the rivers in any of that. Yeah.
I saw a photo this morning of the reflecting pool, and it was back in the day, we had common sense. People were back when it was blue, and people were standing in it, and I was like, that water was never that clean, right? The water was never. I don't believe the reflecting pool water was ever go stand in it up to your knees clean.
No, thank you.
But
but also now it's got algae.
Yes, but I'm also some people are in some water. Some people are okay with being in some water if it is already not clean. So I couldn't imagine.
I think it's also bleach resistant or it's a lot.
Okay, I hadn't heard this. Kat says the data centers are spewing water that enables bacteria growth.
I hadn't heard that.
When are we going to burn down the data centers? America, what are you doing? Like, I know you're gonna go to prison for the rest of your life for it. I know they're gonna take you straight to Guantanamo for ruining property because everything the companies own is more important than any of our lives. I
Mhm.
get it. But like, who ready to take one for the team? Where are the year of the jackal motherfuckers?
And when y'all ready, like I'll come back, to help. But like, this is crazy.
Oh, all the fish in the Baltimore Harbor Inner Harbor apparently died last week too. It's time to go, y'all.
I hadn't heard that. So what does that mean? Like, what did they die of? Do we know?
Girl, Connecticut beaches have issued bacteria warnings as well.
Jesus. See?
So, okay, so there's a thing that happened. Segueing a little, we're still here, but I want to boot to the side for a second. A lot of times I hear people say, oh, I moved to Mexico and all the food is so much better and different, blah, 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 blah. We're too close, y'all. Colombia's a little further away. We're too close, right?
Yeah.
Mexico imports a lot of produce from the U.S.
Yeah.
It's not just Mexican produce going to the U.S. U.S. produce goes to Mexico as well. Our waters are intertwined. We are in the same waters. Friends in Mexico. What they do in America matters.
Yeah.
That parasite gonna be in your belly in like not too long. We gotta.
Yeah.
Can we send America to her room?
Please.
Leave her
Lock
there.
her
Yeah, lock her in until she acts right. Can we? I don't understand. I don't. Listen.
And I just wonder what's going to be enough for people, even like my family, right? Like,
okay. So speaking of your family, has anyone seen your life and been like, hey, Courtney, how can I do this?
So my mom and a few of my aunts and cousins have visited me in both Mexico and here in Colombia. And so first, I will say, when I lived in Mexico, it was my aunt's first trip outside of the United States. She came to see me, right? And she comes to Guadalajara and she's like, oh, it's nice here. And I was just like, where do you think I live? Like, like there's malls and like grocery. Yes, it's a place. People send their kids to school. Like, we've got parks and everything, right? So it's really interesting. And she's not like a dumb woman, right? So it's really interesting that people just have no concept of like, there are people who live regular lives that are better than yours outside of the United States, right? So first, that was the first step, right? Like, there is a world outside of this place, outside of that place. I think they're all very like, oh my God, this is so nice. And no matter how much I tell them that you can also do this, there's still that mental block of, well, everybody's not able to do that. Everybody can't have a remote job or, these things. So they still very much like put their own roadblocks up, because I'm like, look, there's a whole community of women who do it with aging parents, that do it with kids, that do it with disabilities, that do it with a fixed income, all of these things. And they still don't believe that there is a way for them to do it as well. So it's unfortunate, but because I'm like, girl, take your pension, take that retirement money and run. You can get residency tomorrow with your retirement account. But yeah, they still haven't taken those steps.
Maybe in a couple more visits. My mom kept coming down and kept coming back and kept coming back. And finally she was like, I live here now. When she started coming with a one-way ticket and no return, that's when I was like,
I'm working on
I think we might have gone too far. I think we might have a little too far on that.
My Gemini mother would absolutely do that.
Yeah, just at that point, maybe start showing her some apartments. Look at this, Mom.
I'm hoping she's supposed to be back again in September, so we'll see.
Okay, that'll be nice. And all right, what's the weather like in September? What's the weather? What's this eternal spring?
Perfect.
What's perfect?
So I think at night it can get down to like 65, 62 on a cooler night. Usually our high is somewhere around like 77, 78. Sometimes it's like 83, but that's about as hot as it gets. It is not humid. And you usually have a nice breeze. Usually my doors and windows are all open and there's like a good breeze going.
Okay.
I do have AC though.
Yes.
I do have AC.
What percentage of the foreigners that you know living in Medellin have air conditioning?
Probably like, honestly, like 30, 40. It's not that common here.
Okay. I think that's why I didn't ask for everybody, because I figured it's not everybody. That might lower it down to like 1% of the
population. Like nobody's got AC here.
Right.
Like.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about your residency.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay sharing what kind of residency you have?
I'm not gonna say what kind, but it is temporary.
Okay, so you have that's fine. You have temporary residency. Was it? How long is it for?
2 years. 2 years. So initially, I only got approved for one. Me and my lawyer went back. I did hire a lawyer, so that's one thing. Me and the lawyer went back, and they gave me the 2 years.
Okay, all right. Do you know, was there something different in the second try, or was it just the connections and maybe a little bit more force?
I think it was the connection, honestly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Colombia. The bureaucracy is kind of crazy. And I think this is true in like parts of Mexico too. Like it depends on who you talk to in immigration that day, what they have for lunch. Do they like your lawyer? Do they like you? Like how they feel in their day? It's very much that.
Yes. When Stephanie went to get her residency through whatever, the program that doesn't exist anymore, the facilitator she worked with used to work at immigration. So when they were doing stuff, she just went behind the counter and started pulling out, went behind the immigration counter and started pulling out stuff and doing stuff. And so they were getting approved, right? Like, right. There's no question. If your immigration facility go behind the immigration counter and start doing stuff in the process, you about to get approved.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of times it's just that, who you know, who they know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that worked out for you. 2 years. Is it renewable?
Oh no.
Oh, did you lose me? Hello. Who can you guys see? Who can you not see? Can you guys see me? Can you guys see Courtney? I think I'm the one that's out.
All right, here we go. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can see. Yes. Okay, Rick told me to see you. All right, here we go. We're good. You're 2 years. You have temporary residency for 2 years. Is it renewable?
It is.
Okay.
It is renewable.
So you're 1 year in. Do you think you'll renew? Well, you're 1 year into your time in Colombia. Do you think you'll renew it 2 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a pathway to permanent residency through this temporary residency?
Not through this temporary, but there is a pathway to permanent residency that I should qualify for in like 2-3 years. So
Okay. And do you think is that something you are interested in right now?
I am. I think I could see Medellin being my home base.
Okay.
I could see that. Yeah.
Okay. You said home base, you didn't say forever home.
There's still a lot of world I haven't seen. I mean, like, and this is one thing that I talk about sometimes with my friends, with my partner. Like, even now, we are talking about spending some extended time like in Asia, right? And there's a part of me that is like, oh, I love Medellin so much, and I love this particular apartment so much. I am reluctant to like let it go and be like, but what I'm telling myself is that I will find new places to love. But it's hard. Like I love this place like so much. But it's hard to really imagine loving some place else just as much.
Okay. But that's a great thing about it. Like you could leave and come back. If you go out there like, I don't love it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm excited to visit. I just have 10 days in town. Courtney's going to show me everything. She's going to take me to go get my liver clipped into my, I don't know, my gallbladder. I don't know what we're doing.
Listen, you can do whatever you want down here. You can come back with a whole new body.
Listen, I hadn't thought about, I'm not a plan in advance person. I'm a show up and just do some things person, but maybe I need to plan in advance for some things.
Let me know what you're interested in. We can definitely find it.
Listen, if my hairline is down here and my eyebrows are up here, don't
mind your business.
Don't ask no questions. Don't ask no questions. All right. Let's go to some of the questions that have already been asked. Beth Ann asked us a couple times. I know she's really interested. How are you feeling about how the Colombian government is unfortunately moving further authoritarian? How do you stay informed as a non-citizen?
Yeah, so part of that community that I talked about is like there are so many WhatsApp groups, not just with foreigners, right, but with locals, Colombians. This is also where having Colombian friends and having a relationship with my Colombian neighbors comes into play, right? Because it's actually really interesting. So I acknowledge, yes, the new president is backed by the current president of the United States, and has some of those right-wing authoritarian views, right? I have not yet seen or felt a shift pursuant to that yet, right? But it's interesting because a lot of the Colombians that I've spoken to are, if not supportive, hopeful that it's going to be good for this country. So that's really interesting to hear that perspective. But as of right now, I haven't seen a shift on the ground. And I stay informed because I have like local friends and not family, but friends. And I'm in those WhatsApp groups with not only foreigners, but also Colombians.
Smart.
We're just keeping an eye on it right now. Nothing's really changed here on the ground yet.
I think the thing that confuses me about Colombia and other countries that are getting more right wing and like following after Trump is like, what's the good things you see him doing in the country that you think might happen to you?
So they're not seeing what we're seeing. Like,
Yeah.
so all my feeds are still very American, right?
Mhm.
On social media. They're not seeing all of the craziness here. It's not getting reported on. So I don't know. I don't know that they have all of the information necessary to make a really informed decision about that.
Because, like, best case scenario, he dismantles your government, steals all your money, and kills a lot of poor people. Like, is that what we're looking forward to?
Maybe. I don't know.
Is that what? Because that's what we got. It's different, I think, in Mexico because the Mexicans tend to be really tied into what the U.S. does, right? So, like my feed is a lot of Mexico content, and a lot of the Mexico content is aware of what's happening in the U.S.
Yeah. I mean, y'all share a border too. Like, Colombia's a little bit further away, and I think there is still a lot of the sentimentality of America being like this great place and this land of opportunity. And I think they think that having leadership that thinks like America's current leadership is.
Yes. Okay. All right. Stephanie said I need to remind y'all about the Exodus Summit Medellin meetup on August 8th. Courtney, have you put it on your calendar already? Because I know you be faking the funk.
So I have not, but I'm gonna do it now.
I know my girl. I know she ain't done nothing. Ain't done nothing. It's in the Heartbeat community. Courtney's in the Heartbeat community. So if you want to find her, you can find her there. If Courtney is not at the meetup, I'm gonna hit her with a brick. So just FYI.
Not the violence.
It wasn't violence. It was a threat of violence. But if you act right, won't be no violence or no threats.
Ma'am, please.
Come act right. Come, get your butt to the meetup because already it's been up in the community for at least a month, and Courtney ain't RSVP'd. Nothing. These are the people you have to watch out for. They talk about being in community, but where is it? Oh, while I'm there, we can have a party at your apartment.
Oh my God. Okay, fine.
You see how we went to volunteer?
You got me on here talking my business, and now I'm hosting a party. This is crazy.
What? You're a party host. You've already said that on the internet, so let's get it together.
We'll talk after.
Woo! Okay. This is why you can't be my friend, because clearly.
And this is why I thought I was a hostage earlier. See, Rashida, this is why.
You can say no, but the whole internet's going to judge you if you say no. Wow. Everybody who's ever been on the internet is going to be like, I heard about this girl named Courtney.
Wow.
Terrible friend. Speaking of terrible friend, the last time I saw Courtney, I took her to the worst restaurant. I kind of. I remember why it was bad. I don't remember what made it bad, but I just remember us both leaving there like,
girl, we had to go get, what was it, like tiramisu, like
after?
Cake after? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, around the corner.
That dinner was so deeply unsatisfying.
We were both there like, choices were made.
It was a cute little spot though. Is it still open?
I think so, but I ain't been back.
I don't know how they still open. People leave there hungry.
Girl, a mess. Let's see, what have I missed in the comments? Oh, I was going through the starred comments. So listen, if you want to have your hairline pushed down, your eyebrows pushed up, your neck, your jawline stapled behind your ear.
Actually, I kind of want a little of that. I ain't gonna hold you.
If you can do that, you want to do some of that? Meet us in Medellin.
Yes.
I mean, we're not going to be touring you through the doctors and doing that, but we are going to be hanging out during the Flower Festival. So come through.
I love the Flower Festival.
It's my first time in the city, so I'm excited to come during the Flower Festival.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a good time.
Yeah, that's you got to show me around.
Yes.
All right. Are you familiar with the Rio Negro and El Retiro areas outside Medellin? I've heard good things about those areas.
Yes. Yes. I'm more familiar with Rio Negro. If I was interested in living a little bit outside of the city center, I would definitely do Rio Negro. But both of those are still that Medellin experience, right? Very walkable, all the parks, great food, very affordable areas as well.
Okay. How far, like outside, like a suburb, or outside, like a completely different city?
No, more of a suburb.
Okay, like public transportation will get you there?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
good to know. Another question, also from Fall Girl. Scouting Guadalajara in September, but thinking about living in Medellin as well. Why did you choose one over the other?
Um, I was never supposed to be in Guadalajara as long as I was. I have a tendency to get someplace and be like, oh, I love it here. I live here now. And then just never leave. So
Okay.
that's what happened in Guadalajara. Guadalajara is fine. I liked it a lot. Um, Now having lived in Medellin, I would choose Medellin just because it's prettier, honestly. It's a little bit more, they've got a little bit more going on than Guadalajara. Guadalajara is just, it didn't, there was not a lot happening in Guadalajara, which was fine at the time. But Medellin definitely has a lot more going on, more consistently, and it's more accessible. Those activities are more accessible.
Okay. Um, is Medellin high altitude? I think we said this already. It's in the mountain ranges, right? Are there
Yes.
are there places where I could swim outdoors?
Swim outdoors, no. So Medellin is landlocked. There is a big lake, maybe like an hour and a half. There is a river that rolls through the city. Don't know if you want to swim in that. I don't think you can. But yeah, so there's no ocean or lakes or anything like that that are within Medellin. There's Guatapé, which is about an hour from Medellin. That, it's a lake. And I think it's man-made actually.
I think so. Yeah.
But we are like an hour flight from like Cartagena, Cali, and other coastal cities.
Okay.
Oh, and then there's San Andres, which is also like an hour flight. It's an island off of Colombia.
Have you been there?
I have not. It's on my list, but I haven't been yet.
You should take me there when you come to town.
Oh, actually, that would be a good. Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah.
See how I'm volunteering people for stuff?
Mhm.
Now Courtney gonna be like,
But see, I wanted to go to San Andres already. So
all right. Gail wants to know how much Spanish you should know.
this is a good question. You need to know some Spanish here. This is not a place that caters to tourists in that way. Outside of like the bars and stuff, people don't speak English to you. So you need to know a little bit of Spanish here. And my Mexican Spanish was not, it helped me navigate, but it's not the same.
Mhm.
These people talk really, really fast. And there's just differences in like turns of phrases, if you will, right? So nobody says adios here. Like that's not a thing. They'll say ciao, which threw me. I was like, how do y'all get to ciao? But ciao, or they'll say buenas tardes, or yeah. So like, you need to know Spanish. I've had whole struggle conversations in Spanish with Uber drivers who then turned around and spoke English like 10 minutes later. Like it's kind of a sick game, I think, too, to make you suffer. So you need Spanish here. You need some Spanish here. And I would recommend getting a Colombian tutor just because the Mexican Spanish, you can navigate with it, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah. I feel like that for every country. Whatever country you think you're going to spend a lot of time in, that's where your tutor should be from.
Yeah.
Because even like, there's the speed. I feel like all Spanish is fast. But
No.
if you add in the accent differences, the different ways words are used. And I'm like, I think I know. Oh, no, we weren't talking about a horse? Well, then
No.
I don't know.
And especially like Cartagena, like the ends of the words, forget about it. Like they talk even faster than the people in Medellin do. Like you need some Spanish here. You need some Spanish here.
Okay. This question has been asked like 7 different ways.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to let Courtney answer it however she wants to answer it. Or pass. Would Courtney mind sharing her source of income, ? Remote work, ?
Okay. So I do have a remote job. But I'm also transitioning away from that job. And so as far as other sources of income, I also I have a freelance business that it is basically me doing what I do for my remote job on my own as an independent contractor. And then I also trade. I trade futures. So
okay, I didn't know you were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you too would like to take the skills you have at your current and turn them into freelance work, but you need to know where you're going to get clients from, join us in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge that is happening right now. Well, not right now because I'm online right now, but for the next 3 weeks at exodusasap.com, because we are helping women whose client source is online. We're helping them get the clients they need. So that counts like coaches, freelancers, retreat hosts, therapists, all the good things. We're doing that. Stephanie and I at the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. So you too could be transitioning away from your job, because isn't it nice when you get to set the price and that money comes to you, and you get to work with who you want to work with, and you get to choose what work you do and when you work and when you don't work.
And it's not stressful because your cost of living is reasonable. Yes, it's a good time.
Look at this. You could be Courtney. All right. What haven't I asked you already, Courtney?
I feel like we covered a lot.
I think we did too. Let me see. Silly question. How can you spot a passport bro?
Okay, I'll cover the serious bit first. Tell the men in your lives, don't come down here playing. They have been, honestly, they found a few unalived recently. The Colombian people have realized what some of these men are here for and have set up their own operations around that. So, like, very seriously, like, it's not a game. But it's usually kind of a loud, obnoxious energy. Usually a man that maybe most women would not classify as like highly desirable in the places that they've come from. And then they lead with their wallet, and then they're upset because people are interested in the wallet. Like, yeah. And then, so we were at that really nice pool that I had posted, and
Yes.
So we're there, and it was generously, I'll say, middle-aged men. You know, not a lot of hair happening and things like that. The body wasn't, we're not going to body shame, but he wasn't like, a damson interest or anything, right? And And he had like 3 very beautiful young women with him. And it was just like, oh, okay, that's what's happening. Unfortunately, they're often American, like US guys, but we've seen an uptick in like other people too. But it's just this energy that they carry, very like kind of obnoxious, very like, look at me. They're a mark. You're an easy mark.
A friend told me a story once. I can't remember where in Colombia he was, but he was telling me a story. It was like him and all his line brothers went down and had adventures. And as I'm listening to the story, I'm like, y'all don't know how lucky you were to make it out alive.
If I can spot you, they can spot you.
Because from what I'm hearing, y'all should have been at least robbed. Maybe hit upside the head a couple times, but at least robbed.
So I actually know a couple guys, like 2 or 3 guys. They've gone out with women, taking them back to the apartment, and they wake up 2 days later and everything they own is gone. Like it's really not a game. It's really not a game.
It's like you said before, don't be stupid. And I want to say don't be stupid here is so interesting to me because men in the US invite women back to their places all the time. And I would say most times the women are like, no, I'm not going back to your place with you. So when you go to another country and these women are like, sure, I will go back with you. Perhaps you're not the bear in this situation.
Yeah.
Right? You're the fact that the women you've lived your whole life with would not do this, but these other women will do it. And you think it's because you moved abroad and got game? You're being stupid.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they really have, like I said, they have set up infrastructure and systems around these assumptions. And they are winning. They're at best, again, you wake up and everything you own is gone. At worst, you do not wake up. And that's happened a couple times here in the last few weeks. And also about that though, when I came back into the country last time, they had pulled every American man out of the line and subjected them to like very extensive questioning and searches. The government is actually not playing around about this anymore.
I also wonder like how many babies are we leaving behind?
Oh
right?
my God.
Like, no, they're not doing nothing smart.
Oh my
So there have to be ways in which the last 10 years or 15 years of this sex, I want to say sex tourism, but that doesn't feel like it covers the whole gamut. Yeah. How that has impacted the country and the people in negative ways. Because I know y'all not wrapping up.
No.
Because you're not geniuses to begin with.
No. So we can talk a little bit more about that. I do volunteer with an organization here and can confirm there are children left behind, right? And that actually gets really interesting culturally, right? Mm-hmm. Because these children are Colombian, right? And they are being left here, but they are treated sometimes differently because it is obvious or known that their other parent is some passport bro who is long gone.
Treated worse?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know that there's a significant portion of American men who have no values and no common sense, heart, and anything that like, if you needed it in the Wizard of Oz, they ain't got it, right? Yeah. No brain, no heart, no. no soul. They ain't got nothing, right? But leaving children behind to be treated poorly is just like that karma's got to hit you at some point.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
Mm-mm. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Cause like it's I think the thing that rubs me the wrong way about this is that the men have no shame.
Yeah.
Right? They're
Yeah.
acting like when they're out here making the content, doing the things, saying the things online in groups, in like Facebook groups where like I'm like, you don't have any shame about what you're. When they do that, it's often like you think you're making a great choice.
Yeah.
You think you're making solid choices with your life, but you're playing with everybody's life.
Yeah. And they're playing with their own as well. And I don't think that fact has settled in on a lot of these men yet.
Yeah.
They think that that they're in control of that situation here, and that is quickly and more so every day proving to be incorrect.
Yeah. But any chance to degrade women? Any opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, and you see those guys come through the groups all the time, and it's just like, all right, bro, like this is not the flex you think it is. It's
not. It's not. The first time I was with a group of men, a mixed group of people, and we were all kind of like partying together for the weekend. And I saw one of them decide that he was spending the night with this prostitute in the club. I was like, and so now we're going out to get tacos, and the prostitute is with us and I'm like, something about this is a little too casual, a little too like we are not like, it's now like you're on a date and we're all hanging out with. We're not all staying together in like the same place. So whatever. We're not all staying in the same. I have to think back. We're not all staying in the same place. But I really was like, oh, collectively, because we're all leaving together. We're collectively leaving the club with a new member.
That's wild. That is insane.
I was like, oh, this is, and of course, it was in Mexico, in one of the beach towns. But I was like, and now I can't say nothing about the fact that we are now getting into the car with a prostitute. And I don't know who she works with or works for. I don't know but we're all getting in the van with her. And I can't say anything or I'm a hater. Like, you couldn't just pick her up on your own time. It was so normal. It was so like, yes.
No shame either. Like, yeah, she's coming with us. That's crazy.
Oh,
okay. But, and it can get even more nuanced. I'll tell you this. There was an event here, and I didn't know everyone there. This Black guy comes with a Colombian woman, and apparently I wasn't sitting directly next to the woman. One of my friends was, and she put into the translation app to show him. And she said mucho N-words at this event. Why are you here? And also, why are you okay with that? Because she's talking about you too. Anyway.
But it means something different when a woman he wants to sleep with is saying it.
Yes. See,
this is why I don't let men speak on this channel.
Yeah.
The other day, someone, no, hold on. the other day someone said, this is going to be a couples channel before we know it. And I was like, not me. Because look at what men have to add to the conversation. Are men free to live and die how they want? Are women free to do what they want to do? I think everyone is enjoying their freedom. Certain people want to talk about freedom. Some want to experience it. Okay. Just talked about children being left behind. And all we can talk about is men having the freedom to leave
so
baby.
You want to come down here and die? Like, is that what you're arguing for?
This is why
it's also
okay. So dumb as shit. You hear context and all you're like, as long as I get my dick wet, I don't care about nothing else.
Intelligent caveman, that's interesting. Okay.
Are men free to live and die how they want? Like there's no.
You are. Listen, I don't
die.
care.
Go die. We don't care.
I don't care.
Go die. But you sound dumb as shit as we're talking about the consequences, and you're like,
is dying in Colombia the ultimate sign of freedom for you? I'm confused.
Just stupid as shit.
I'm so confused right now.
But we're just gonna block him now.
That's wild.
It's why I don't let men talk on this channel, because as we're talking about consequences for the country, right? For the people left behind.
For children, little tiny people.
You like, am I not free?
Sure.
To take advantage of poor people around the world.
Okay.
Dumb as shit.
Okay. That's crazy. I can't believe that was your takeaway. That was wild.
That was a takeaway. I started this video by saying this ain't gonna be the video for you if your goal is to go take advantage of disadvantaged people around the world. He apparently didn't catch that part. He was like, let's talk about Medellin. Let me know where to go.
Right. Because
I too would like. I'm just like,
what is wrong with people? Oh my God. And this is why I tell people I like exactly one man. I like this one. And if it don't work out, I would please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
All right. So you go. Sippy said one thing a man gonna do is walk right into the point. And not even realize it.
And
point hitting him in the head, and he
doesn't realize he's proven the point.
What is that? Go die. Do not care.
We're trying to keep you from dying. Actually, like, please stop this. Dummy.
Woo! Intelligent though. Okay, so Kai the creator said, how's nightlife for women in Medellin for older age groups, over active meetup groups, over an exodus for Black travelers and or all travelers too?
Okay, so nightlife, I would not know, ma'am. I go out every blue moon. But I do know that it's present. I do know there's a very active nightlife. I'm not sure that it is for older people specifically, though. It's very young down there where all the clubs are. Active meetups and groups. Okay, so there are active groups. We don't do a lot of like mass meetups here. It's not that kind of community. It's kind of you get in with your groups and then people will plan things within that like smaller community that they've built. So there's a larger community, right? And there are active groups for that. People will post events and things like that, but they are not these mass meetups like Exodus does. Mm-hmm. One that I do really enjoy, there is a walking group here because in Colombia, similar to the places in Mexico, do they do the ciclovia in Mexico City?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's ciclovia basically. here in Medellin, and they do it every Sunday. And so there is a
people.
I'm sorry.
Explain that to people what that means.
Oh, okay. Ciclovia is basically where in a lot of in Mexico, Central and South America, usually on Sundays, they do it on Sunday here. The streets are blocked off for several hours on Sundays, and people just walk, they bike, they rollerblade, and do all those things just outside as a larger community in the city. Here in Medellin, there is a Black American walking group, and so we will do those things together on Sundays. So that's probably the most consistent meetup that we have as a larger community. But otherwise, there's also probably meetups with like general immigrant expat groups, but I'm not in those groups, so I don't know what they're doing. But if you're interested in some of those other things, then maybe those are also communities that you can tap into.
Okay, good. Yeah, we have a walking group here on Saturday mornings, and the Muévete is what we call it here on Sundays, which is moved today because the Mexico City Half Marathon was this morning.
Ooh.
We can't have the half marathon and the Muévete on the same place on the same day. But yeah, so that's a fun like Sunday thing to get out and stroll. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have it, but we have little stations where like kids can learn to ride a bike and kids can learn to roller skate, and it's so cute.
Oh my God, it is adorable. So along the paths,
yes,
you'll have. So I've seen them like renting rollerblades to people. We have a lot of like food on the sides. There's like fresh orange juice, fresh squeeze, pineapple juice.
Okay.
They have this sugarcane juice here. It's so good.
Every time I drink it feels like I'm injecting diabetes into my body.
Oh yeah.
But
I only do it like maybe like once a month because like straight sugar is crazy.
It's just sugar. You're just drinking a cup of sugar.
Sugar and some lime. It's so delicious though.
It's so good.
We have like Zumba stations. They do Zumba at the mall. They also do have a church service at the mall on the path here in Poblado. But like
you said, a church service at the mall on the Ciclovia path.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Also, mall culture is alive and well here too. Like the mall, the side you can buy an actual car at the mall. Like there's a car dealership in the mall. Like the malls are crazy. There's a little mini like amusement park in the mall too. Like it's crazy. But yes, so then there's like vendors selling stuff for your dogs. You can buy fresh flowers on the Ciclovia path. It's really a good time.
Okay. So what's your favorite thing to do in Medellin?
Okay, I'm kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a huge like coffee shop culture here too. And I'm a coffee shop girl, so I like to just walk into some random neighborhood that I haven't been in, find a coffee shop and like people watch. I like to shop. I have a fresh flower habit, and so I like to buy flowers and arrange them. But yeah, those are find new restaurants, find a new city view somewhere. Like I'm very chill. Like I'm not turned up all the time. Oh, and do like the spas and the good pools and all of that. I like to do as little as possible, honestly. Okay. To borrow the great Stephanie Perry's attitude.
All right. So favorite spa, favorite pool.
See, I don't want to put it on the internet.
Okay. All right, fair. Some things you have to gatekeep. I also listen. I don't say the name of anything on the internet if I go more than like
Yes.
once or twice a week.
Yeah.
If you catch me there more once or twice a week, I won't. I'm not saying it. I'll say I went to a place.
Yeah.
I'm not showing a photo because not it's not that's not necessarily gatekeeping. That's also like not wanting like
People just rolling up on you. Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
People like, where you go to Pilates? A Pilates studio. I go to a Pilates studio.
I can't tell you all that.
Because I can't tell you on the internet where I'm going to spend time. Because I can't.
Multiple times a week.
That's not that like I think people are stalking me, but that is all it takes is one crazy. And we've all known you've dated a man, you've known a crazy.
Like the man earlier. Like
just no common sense.
Mm-mm.
No common sense. Okay, so that's fair. Your favorite, the excursion you've liked the best from Medellin.
Okay, so my favorite actually wasn't from Medellin. It's closer to Cartagena.
Mm-hmm.
It's Palenque, which is a Black community, very Black, like rural Black, but it was, founded by enslaved people who freed themselves and started that community. And it's still a very thriving community, self-sustaining community. And I think a lot of our Black communities in the States could learn a lot from them. So that was my favorite. But from Medellin, I did a walking food tour in Comuna 13 that I absolutely recommend. It's a really good way to just see the history of what most people associate with Medellin. Okay. And then, of course, I think one of the best ways to get to know a community is actually through their food and the history of that. Mm-hmm. And then if in terms of like something a little bit fancier, there is a hot air balloon excursion over Medellin, and it is like the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen.
Let me write this down so I know when I get there.
Now, the hot air balloons are booked often. So if you want to do that, look that up right now. I can send you the company I like.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. You just mentioned food. The girlies want to know what we working with. What are we working with?
Okay.
Courtney's made that face, y'all. That's the first time she's made that face in this session. So, yikes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
The food ain't why you stay in Medellin.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. If you're going to grocery shop and do those kinds of things, the food is fresh, the quality is there, all of that. The typical Medellin Colombian, because Colombia is a huge country and very diverse in itself, right? All the spices and stuff, though, got left on the coast with the Africans.
Yes. I was having a conversation with Stephanie about food there, and I was like, I ate good in Cartagena.
Yes.
Good.
You're going to eat real good in Cartagena. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be... Medellin is not Cartagena. Medellin is not Cartagena. So the typical Medellin diet, I am not a fan of, personally. Everything that I like here is some other kind of cuisine. So it's Asian, it's food from the coast, right? So there's a restaurant here that does food similar to Cali or Choco. Mm-hmm. That food is really good. It's Asian, it's sushi, it's Italian, it's all of these things. It ain't Colombian. So
okay. So That's pretty much what Stephanie says about Bogota. It's like,
Yeah,
you can eat.
yeah, but it's
It's not. It's not.
no.
Okay. All right. So, do you ever consider Cartagena?
God, no. No.
I think I know why, but can you tell us?
So many reasons. First of all, it's hotter than the. I was gonna say something real crass. It's real hot. It's very humid. My God, it is hot. And I'm from Houston. I'm from Houston, Texas, home of humidity. And I was dying in Cartagena. It is hot. Okay, that's the first thing. Then also Cartagena, how do I say that? Okay, so there's only a very small part of Cartagena that the typical woman in this community would feel comfortable living in.
Okay.
The rest of Cartagena, it is rough, right? There is a huge disparity between that small area that I spoke of and the rest of that city. And there's literally a wall. And then there's also very aggressive vendors and such in that area, like real aggressive.
Okay.
And so that's just not a good experience sometimes.
Okay. I was in Cartagena in 2018 in July. The only way I could describe it is it felt like the sun was right here. Like the sun, like not like I feel a sun ray, but like the sun itself was right
breathing, like just
here.
Yeah.
And everywhere I went, the sun was still.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't. Now, my very first day there, I checked into the hotel, walked outside, and someone started asking for directions, and I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm home."
Yeah.
They think I'm here. I know things. They're like, "How do you get to this street?" And I was like, "Baby, I don't even know what street I'm on. I can't tell you nothing, but I could do that in Spanish." And the person asking for directions in Spanish, I look very grateful. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
no,
I
don't want to live there
to figure out the neighborhoods and all that stuff. I was just like,
you don't want to live there.
It's way.
Girl, I ventured into the hood going to get my nails done because I didn't know.
Uh-huh.
I had no business. Where I was.
But you survived.
I survived. It was fine. Nobody bothered me, right? But I shouldn't have been over there.
All right. Girl Please asks, what are the whitey people native to Medellin like? What is the relationship between Black Colombians and the native whites and the expat whites who've moved there?
Okay, wait. Let me reread this question. What are the white people native to? What is the relationship between Black Colombians and the native whites? Okay, so, and I'm assuming the second question is also about Medellin, so I'll answer like that. They don't. So generally, even the white Colombians don't bother anybody, right? I haven't had a negative experience with them at all. And I do think that as decent as my Spanish is, right? Because they'll comment on it, like, "Oh, your Spanish is good," but they're saying that because they still know that I'm not a native Spanish speaker. You know, I'm not Colombian. But I do think their treatment changes once they realize that you are a Black American, for better or worse, right? And generally it's changed for the better, but what that means is not great, right? How is the relationship between Black Colombians and the native whites? It's the same as a lot of other countries where those who are darker, you assume, and usually they are from like the coastal communities, and you see a lot of the darker Colombians in service positions. I think that's true in a lot of other places too. I personally don't know of like ongoing problems like violence or anything like that. I have not heard of that happening, but again, you usually see them in subservient or service positions. And the native whites and from expat whites who have now expat whites go expat white.
They still white. They still white American.
They gonna expat white. I am not in relationship with those people, so there's that. But I have, I am in some of the groups that are mixed, and they are still behaving as they behave.
Okay. All right. I think that's Latin America.
Yeah.
Yes. When I went to, I haven't been to Medellin. I've flown into Medellin to go to Guatapé, and I spent no time in Medellin when I did that.
Oh, okay.
A little retreat for myself.
Okay.
When I was in the airport, in the Medellin airport, leaving, I was stunned by how white it was. And like my flight, I think there was me and one other Black person leaving Medellin to go to Mexico City. And they were, I'm pretty sure they were local. They were Colombian. And I was just reminded about how one of the reasons that Medellin is attractive for certain parts of the population is the whiteness, right?
Yeah.
It's not that not that everyone's white, but it is whiter than some other cities.
Yeah, yes, of course.
It's like the weather, the women, and the whiteness is what attracts a particular type of person to the city, and they keep coming back. Those digital nomads, those male digital nomads, over and over again.
Yeah.
Whether the woman and the whiteness is what pulls them there. And so it's just really interesting to see, because I was like, I'm in Colombia.
Right.
What?
I mean, and there are darker Colombians that live here, right?
Yeah.
But not even though the Afro-Colombians, right? There are just like Colombians that are in the middle of that spectrum, if you will. Yeah, but it's white in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And that's what happens. I think it's really interesting because Colombia is such a diverse country, right?
Yes.
Like every city is different from every other city. So I'm really excited to check out Medellin in a few weeks. We'd love to have you down there for the meetup on
August 8th.
See, I knew it was the 8th. I couldn't remember what month it was. Maybe perimenopause, just be taking my break.
Listen.
And then I think that International Meetup Day everywhere around the world is on September 5th. So if you want to do a meetup, if you can't meet us on August 8th, be somewhere on September 5th. Do a little meetup somewhere. Courtney, I'm not speaking directly to you. I'm speaking to everybody.
Oh, okay.
You saw her doing the hostage face again. You saw her doing that hostage face.
It's like, girl, what?
For everyone watching, come out on September 5th, wherever you are in the world, do a meetup or go meet up with people somewhere. Make it a scouting trip. Make it a moving trip, whatever you want to do. September 5th, International Meetup Day. We're going to be outside. And Courtney loves outside. She already told us.
Rashida, please. Please.
Thank you for the super sticker, Suzanne. What haven't we talked about? We've talked about safety as a woman. You feel safe. Residency. We haven't talked about your time in Mexico, really.
Ooh, okay.
You spent the most amount of time in Guadalajara or somewhere else?
Yes, Guadalajara.
Why would you do that?
Ma'am, please. Guadalajara is a fine city, okay?
Fine. From a woman who's like, I love it here and I can't imagine being anywhere else on earth. We don't want to hear about no fine shit. Like, come on.
Listen, okay. I didn't know what I didn't know at the time. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So Guadalajara was a really good landing spot for my first like extended period outside of the US.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was close to the US. I could fly back and forth in like 3 hours, not even, like less than 3 hours. I knew enough Spanish to navigate. It was smaller. So here's what I needed at the time. My first stop was actually Puerto Vallarta. And I was like, oh, no, Playa del Carmen. And I was like, oh God, no, I cannot do this. So I love Mexico City, but at the time, Mexico City was just too overwhelming for me. Like, it was loud, it's huge, it's a lot, and I didn't need that for my nervous system at the time. Mm-hmm. So I had never heard of Guadalajara. I Googled and was like, what's the second, like, largest city that's not Mexico City, but Mexico City vibes? It's not actually Mexico City vibes, but that's what the internet told me. So I ended up in Guadalajara.
Okay.
So it's smaller. It's still a large city, but it's not nearly as chaotic as Mexico City, and that's what I needed at the time. You got your malls, you got your shopping, you got your basic everything that you need is in Guadalajara. And at the time, the cost of living was really decent. And at that time, there was a really great, close-knit expat community. So, like, we had a phone tree and, like, emergency contacts for each other's family and things like that. Like, it was just kind of what felt like a safe and easier transition into living abroad.
Okay. But it does not have Mexico City vibes.
It's not Mexico City vibes. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. Couple more Medellin questions and I'll get you out of here.
Mm-hmm.
We answered this one. Are you okay sharing anything about who you have health insurance with? Like your carrier. Do you remember?
For my expat insurance?
Yes.
Let me look. I don't forgot. I don't use it really. Hold on.
It's okay. There's only a couple options. So
I think it's hold on. Let me look for it, but because I got a yearly policy that I just renewed actually, but I don't use it. Hold on, let me check my email.
While you're thinking about that, I want to ask you, Lady Rita wants to know, are there many museums in Medellin?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
Probably the Museum of Fine Arts. It's a gorgeous building even. And they actually have a new exhibit that I want to see. And they change exhibits pretty frequently. And admission is free if you have residency.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. What are some do's and don'ts for first-time visitors in Medellin?
Ooh, okay. Um, let's see, do's. I think you need to go to Comuna Thursday, like I said, and do a walking tour. It's a lot. There's a lot of stairs and stuff like that, but the walking tour just allows you to kind of get a feel for the city. Do visit one of these crazy malls, because mall culture in the United States is dead, but it is thriving here. And I love the way here in Medellin, they use indoor and outdoor features. And the mall is actually like a community space. Like, even if you're not shopping, there are places, and this was actually true in Guadalajara too. There are places just to post up and read, or bring your dog to a dog park inside the mall. The kids trick or treat in the mall. Like, oh my God, these people love Christmas. And like, the mall is decorated just insane. There was like a freaking 200-foot tree in the middle of the mall. The mall is actually a part of the culture here. So do visit some of the malls. I would say if you can, get some like custom denim done here. Like, it's a denim, apparently like a denim capital of the world kind of thing. And they have really quality denim that you can customize. If you can do that, I would say do that.
Is that like a walk into a store in the mall thing, or is that something that's more complicated? Like, you need to find.
I mean, you can walk into some of these standalone shops, but I would say actually go down to Centro, and get it customized that way.
Down in Centro?
Yeah, in Centro. What else? Oh, get to one of the coffee farms. So coffee is a thing here. They have all these farm tours, and there are actually some that are very close to the city. Like, the one I took my mom on was just like a 30-minute ride from my apartment, but it felt like you were in a completely different town. Definitely do that. Don't look like a mark. Don't walk around here with your phones out like this, looking like you're lost. Because here's the thing. Generally, it's safe, like I said, and people don't bother you. But if the opportunity presents itself, somebody will snatch your stuff. Like, just don't be oblivious to your surroundings. Ooh, also do go to like the so there's two markets that I would recommend. There's one that is like this massive outdoor produce and like meat market, and they have some of the best like coffee shops and like exotic fruits stands in there. So do that. It is a little overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe do a tour through there. And then there's like this artisan market that is the first Sunday of every month in this beautiful park in front of a church, but like local artisans, and they make like this, I wish I had brought it over to my desk, like this beautiful like wire jewelry, and like clothes and textiles and soaps and all that kind of stuff. So back to the don'ts. Do not look like a mark. Do not expect that like the food is going to wow you, because it probably won't. But it is like a really, really great like educational experience. I would say outside of things like the flower festival or like a concert coming through, I wouldn't look to always have some major event going on. Medellin's not that. It's kind of a chill place. So don't expect to maybe have every single moment filled with stuff because it's not that vibe.
Okay. Is it a very walkable city?
Depends on where you are.
Okay.
So the typical like scenery I think people associate with Medellin is more so Poblado. And Poblado is full of these massive hills and like if you're not kind of in shape, you might struggle a little bit. But if you're in like Laureles, which is another larger enclave, if you will, of Medellin, it's much flatter. And so very walkable in that way. So I think it depends on where you're staying and your fitness levels.
Okay. I think this is going to be the last question because it was asked a couple times. And I told Courtney I'd only talked to her for 90 minutes. I told y'all she didn't want to do this. And I had to finesse her a bit. Part of the finessing was lying to her about how long this was going to be. So I had already told her 90 minutes and it's already been 2 hours. So I'm gonna have to get her out of here before she hits me with a brick when she sees me next time.
Mm-hmm. No, we got beef already. Don't worry about it.
I wanted it. I got it. I had to lie to get it. But I got it.
See what she does for y'all?
See what I do for y'all. For y'all. All right. A quick question from Kat. Where did you learn to trade futures?
Ooh, okay. So I've been on my trading journey for a long time. I used to trade options. I still do sometimes, but I found my niche with futures. So I will say I have a very solid understanding of the market, generally stocks and buy and holds. And I traded options for like 2 or 3 years before I even touched futures. I do have a coach that taught me how to trade, and it was not taught me how to trade futures. It is not one of those call out services. I actually know what I'm doing. And so it was just kind of this progression, but I do have a coach. I think, is this Kat?
Yes, that is Kat.
If you reach out to me on Heartbeat, I can share the name of my coach with you. But yeah, so it was kind of this natural progression. And I got into futures because I wanted to be able to trade no matter where I was in the world. And so now if I'm in Asia, I can trade Asia or London and not be up all night. So that was kind of the progression and the reason.
Okay. Kat and Courtney were both in Progressive Bliss. Community, y'all. Being in community with other people is really important because you get to know who people are, what they do, and you can reach out and ask for things like, come join me. The way Courtney was like, nah, when I first asked her. Or a version of, I would rather eat a shoe. But I told her it was going to be easy and you guys were going to be really nice.
Thank you. Because I would have disconnected this if people were mean. I'm like, girl, I don't have to do this.
No. So thank you for being here with us. Thank you for answering all the questions. Thank you for sharing all your information. If you guys have questions for Courtney, you can reach her in the Heartbeat app in exodussummit.com/community. I think that's it for the day. I think you did a great job. Tell Courtney she did a great job and she should come on the internet more often and talk.
I'm not coming back on the internet, but this was fun. Thank you.
It was fun. Don't you like doing fun things?
It was fun. I didn't think it was going to be fun. So, and y'all were nice. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat, Monica. I'll buy Courtney a drink when I see her out with that good money. When she has her party at her apartment while I'm
all right, listen.
Offering a bottle.
I don't know if I'm going to host a party now. We'll see.
But you already committed to it right here on the internet.
No, I didn't.
Everybody heard. Listen to that. Everyone's in the chat saying they heard the same thing.
I can't even see it. So did it happen? So I don't know.
Thank you so much, Courtney. If you're a member of my membership, we'll talk on Zoom after this. I'll send up a link like I normally do. You did a great job, Courtney.
Thank you.
I told her it wouldn't be as bad as her worst day in the courtroom. And it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was joy. I made joy to speak with. Thank you.
You were. I hate to give you a compliment because I will never hear the end of it, but you were a joy to talk to. And I like talking about Medellin, so.
Good. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you're becoming an ambassador and you're going to be doing more of this out in the world. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hold on a second.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Bye, guys. While I end this.